Lord of the Rings gave us some memorable locations, from the countryside to hills and streams. It was all breathtaking. In fact, the locations are so great that it's hard to pick the best of them. Well, I've gone through the pain of doing that for you. So sit back and relax, as I'll be bringing you the 10 best Lord of the Rings filming locations, what you need to know. Little do you know, but the entirety of Lord of the Rings was shot in New Zealand. Peter Jackson believes that New Zealand would be the perfect place to capture the beauty and untamed nature of Middle-earth, and he couldn't have been more accurate. Numerous Lord of the Rings filming locations are also easily recognized in the real world. What city in New Zealand did Lord of the Rings film in? Well, there are more than 150 Lord of the Ring movie locations spread out over the nation, so it's not just one place, and I've developed a list of the filming locations you should not miss. North Island's top Lord of the Rings shooting location. The North Island of New Zealand was the ideal location for filming some of the most famous sequences because of its geothermal activity, enormous volcanoes, and several other rock formations. Now, let's check out some of the best locations. Number 1. The Mata Mata Hobbiton area. The Hobbiton film set is located close to Mata Mata. The sequences that took place in the Shire and in the Hobbiton settlement were filmed here. The only movie set that hasn't been dismantled after production is the Hobbiton set, which has been transformed into an outdoor museum. Enter Bag End and picture Bilbo and Frodo making tea while stumbling around on their large hairy feet, or visit the Green Dragon Inn to sip ale and sing songs. Number 2. Mordor in Tongariro National Park. All of the sequences that took place in Mordor, the realm of evil Lord Sauron, were filmed in Tongariro National Park. Here you may view Mount Doom, or Mount Ngarohoi, as it is known in real life, the most recognizable and iconic landmark that has appeared in film. Even better, you may pass Mount Ngarohoi on the well-known day climb, Tongariro Alpine Crossing, and a sidetrack even leads to the peak. Even while the mountain appears slightly different in real life than it does in the movies, with a little imagination you can easily envision yourself making your way across the foreboding regions of Mordor as you prepare to cast the ring into Mount Doom's raging abyss. If you want a guide who can teach you everything about the park and the filming places, you can opt for a guided Tongariro crossing trek. The Gates of Mordor were filmed on the Tukino ski field a little further into Tongariro National Park, while Mead's Wall served as the backdrop for the Emyn Muil scenes in which Sam and Frodo discover Gollum. The scenes for the Forbidden Pool in which Gollum catches a fish before being taken by Faramir were again filmed in Tongariro National Park, but at two different sites. Gollum's appearance in the water was filmed at Tawai Falls, while scenes with the cascade were filmed at Mangawero Falls. You can visit both places, although the latter is unquestionably more recognizable and stunning. The rock and pool are so refreshingly cool and fresh, your one and only wish might be to catch a fish. They are so delicious. Number 3. Dimholt Road, Putangira Pinnacles. The Putangira Pinnacles, where they filmed the Dimholt Road and where Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas enter the Paths of the Dead, is another prominent location. The Putangira Pinnacles are situated close to Cape Palliser, the island's southernmost point, along the North Island's south coast. A 2-hour looping path leads you first to a vantage point from which you can see the pinnacles, then down to the pinnacles so you may walk in between them. It is simple to understand why they chose this location for the movie, the Dimholt Road, because it gives off a really unearthly and frightening sense to walk in between these bare boulders. Try to locate the precise spot in the rocks where the Paths of the Dead entrance was filmed. It was created by those who have passed on, and they retain it until the appropriate moment. Number 4. Wellington. The Lord of the Rings films were heavily influenced by Wellington. In addition to being used as filming settings for movies like Rivendell, Helm's Deep, and Minas Tirith, Wellington is also the location of Weta Workshop. The majority of the props and costumes, as well as all of the visual effects for the film, were created at Weta Workshop, which served as one of the indoor filming locations. Weta Workshop has since transformed a portion of the structure into a museum called Weta Cave, where many of the movie-related items are on exhibit, and visitors are informed about how special special effects and props are created. The filming location for Rivendell was Kaitoke Regional Park. For the purpose of bringing Rivendell to life during filming, large structures were erected in the surrounding forest. Later, a gate was erected in the park to represent Rivendell's entrance. Filming for Minas Tirith and Helm's Deep both took place at Dry Creek Quarry. Massive sets were erected in this quarry to film the epic Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith combat scenes. Filming the Helm's combat took 120 days. Peter Jackson actually took inspiration from the French village of Mont Saint-Michel for Minas Tirith. Then parts of Minas Tirith were constructed utilizing a portion of the Helm's Deep set. However, the large aerial overview views of Minas Tirith were captured using a smaller duplicate, which was nonetheless rather large. The Dry Creek Quarry is once again just a quarry, and if you weren't aware that these two enormous sets and fight scenes were shot here, you probably wouldn't even notice. Number 5. Dimrill Dale, Mount Owen. The Fellowship emerges into Dimrill Dale following their escape from Moria, where Gandalf and the Balrog both plunged to their deaths. Mount Owen served as the backdrop for the scenes as they leave Moria and enter the woods and hills. However, getting to this shooting location is difficult. Unless you have a helicopter like the cast and crew did, you're looking at a 6 to 8 hour hike because the place can only be reached on foot or by air. Number 6. Mount Sunday Edoras. The city of Edoras, the capital of Rohan, was constructed and filmed on the majestic Mount Sunday. This set, which was constructed over the course of 9 months, included the imposing Golden Hall as its centerpiece on top of the cliffs and the gate and city walls at the base of the mountain. Even though Mount Sunday was totally taken down after filming, just like the other sets, it is still interesting to see. The Rangitata River, which flows in a serpentine pattern below, and the lush Akatir Conservation Park was stretched out in front of you, can both be seen from the peak. This tour departing from Christchurch is the ideal opportunity to discover Edoras and discover more about the filming location. Number 7. Twisel Pelennor Fields. Perhaps the greatest epic combat in the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy takes place during the Face of the Pelennor Fields, where the troops of Gondor and its allies battle the forces of Sauron in front of Minas Tirith. In terms of the number of people on the filming set, it was without a doubt the biggest battle. Over 1,700 individuals were present on the scene, including nearly every resident of Twisel, who served as extras as the fight was filmed on the fields surrounding the small town of Twisel. Although the fields are on private property, you can still arrange a tour of Pelennor Fields and attempt to reenact the battle. The battle in the movies was filmed over the course of 32 days, so hopefully you can finish it sooner. The location is quite stunning, with mountain ranges in every direction, and Mount Cook National Park nearby, even if you aren't interested in making a trip. Number 8. Paradise, Glenorchy, and Queenstown. The region around Queenstown and the adjoining towns of Glenorchy and Paradise is possibly the most picturesque in all of New Zealand. Thus, it makes sense that numerous movie sequences were shot there. You truly feel as though you are wandering in Middle-earth because of the lake, the nearby snow-capped mountains, the woods, and the verdant fields. Amon Hen, for instance, was filmed in the Closeburn woodlands near Lake Wakatipu. At this point, the Uruk-hai catch up to the Fellowship, kill Boromir, and kidnap Merry and Pippin. Ithilien Camp and Ithilien Lookout were filmed at the 12-mile delta, a little distance from Closeburn. Sam, Frodo, and Gollum can be seen watching this action as Faramir and his rangers battle the Haradrim on their Mumakil/Oliphant. You can continue driving along the lakeside road until you reach Glenorchy, a charming town. The Dart River's edge is where the Isengard movie was filmed. You reach the woodland where Lothlorien was filmed when you travel even farther down the road to Paradise. Yes, this place is literally called Paradise, and it lives up to its name. The mountains in this area were used for a number of aerial mountain shots, primarily in the scenes where Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas chase the Uruk-hai that has Merry and Pippin in its grasp. If you haven't witnessed the sunrise over the foggy Shotover River, you haven't truly lived. Just kidding, but this gorgeous B&B's outlook is just breathtaking. Number 9. Rohan's Poolburn Reservoir. The Poolburn Reservoir served as the location for numerous additional Rohan sequences, including those with attacked villages and vistas of the huge Rohan Plains. With its expansive, lonely plains, mesmerizing turquoise water, and oddly shaped rocky outcrops, this nature reserve immediately gives you the impression that you are in Rohan as you drive through it. Welcome to Rohirrim's territory. Number 10. National Park of Fiordland. The captivating Fiordland National Park was the ideal location for filming many movie sequences since it is full of enormous mountains, glacial lakes and rivers, deep woods, and lush meadows. One of New Zealand's 9 great walks, the Kepler Track, is recommended if you enjoy trekking. The Kepler Mire, once known as the Dead Marshes, is located on the Kepler. This resembles the dead marshes on a gray day, and you truly hope you don't fall in and witness what Frodo witnessed in those waters. So my friends, which of these Lord of the Rings filming locations is your favorite? We'd be glad to have your thoughts in the comment section, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like and share so your friends can watch it too. Last but not least, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.